Hi, this is Tutor Nick P, and this is noun phrase 230. The noun phrase today is cross-dresser. Okay, somebody wants a screenshot, do it right now. Let's get right into it. So if someone is a cross-dresser, he or she wears clothes that are normally associated with the opposite sex. Okay, let's continue. Even though there is some crossover between the word transvestite and cross-dresser, there are some clear differences. Yeah, again, so just to clarify about the words, cross means to change, cross-dresser, so you change clothes, you wear the opposite sex. Transvestite, the same idea. Trans also means cross, and vestite has to do with, how you dress. So transvestite usually wears the clothes of the opposite sex, either out of a desire to be the opposite sex, maybe they are either gay or transgender, or because one gets pleasure from wearing the clothes of the opposite sex. I explained this a little bit in the video I did recently when I tried to distinguish the difference between transvestites, transsexuals, and transgender. There are some, especially guys, that sometimes wear, that are transvestites. They just wear it, for pleasure. They're not really attracted to the same sex. Okay, let's continue. Crossdresser does not necessarily have a wish to be the opposite sex. It could also simply be a performer who does it as a job, performing in a movie, show, etc. Sometimes someone could dress in drag for an event like a costume party or some other event. Yeah, so transvestite sounds like you do this more regularly. It's a hobby or it's a habit. It's something that you do often. Crossdresser could just be for certain, like either a certain job or a certain assignment or some event, but you're probably not necessarily wearing it in your free time if you're a cross-dresser. Now, I should clarify here though, because some people, I've also seen online where some people think cross-dresser might be a better PC word now for transvestite too. So you will have some crossover use here. But I've also read in other articles that cross-dresser is just exactly what I say here, that it doesn't mean that you're a transgender or you're wishing to be the opposite sex too. It could be just for the purpose of a job or some sort of goal that you're trying to reach. All right, so let's look at the examples. This might help a little bit more. During the Middle Ages, theater performers had to be cross-dressers to play both male and female roles. Yeah, there was a time in the classical period that there weren't really many female actors. It was all male actors, but sometimes the male actors had to play the female parts. In this case, they were just cross-dressers. Is it possible some of them were gay? Maybe it is, but it's also very possible that they were just, doing the acting. That's what they had to do. Some of them had to play female roles for the show, basically. Let's continue. In former times, there are some cases of cross-dressers who were women pretending to be men to gain access to jobs or to be independent. So in this case, this is nothing about, a desire to be the opposite sex, or this is nothing about an excitement of wearing it. They're doing it for a goal. They're doing it for a purpose. Maybe to be more independent or to have more opportunities in society and advance. That's what they were doing it for. So in this case, you'd probably just call them a cross-dresser in this sort of sense, as opposed to a transvestite. Transvestite sounds like, again, you have more desire or urges to wear those clothes. All right, let's continue. Number 3 here. The actor Martin Lawrence had to be a cross-dresser in the role of Big Mama. Yeah. So, of course, Martin Lawrence, he often plays in roles where it's mostly like a comedy. And this was meant as a comedy. So this was a joke. This was his job. He was an actor dressing up as another like middle-aged to older black lady. And there was a lot of funny scenes when he did this. So you could say he had to be a cross-dresser in the movie. Here, you wouldn't really say he was a transvestite so much because, again, he's not doing it for any sort of sexual, desire to really be a woman, or for any sort of sexual kick or anything like that. Anyway, I hope you got it. I hope it was clear. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.